Hi everybody and welcome back to the channel. Today you find me out on another walk. I'm in the village of Washington in West Sussex, heading up onto the downs to try and find the Highden clump and associated tumuli. I've had a look on some old maps and I can see that there is these features just to the west of the A24. The A24 is the main road that goes between Worthing and London, and previously would have been the old London Road, and it's a road that I've driven on my entire life. And when you're either a passenger or even as a driver sort of going down that road, you see these deep combes into the downs, very green and beautiful, and all parts of the Highden estate. Highden House is now the Windlesham School, and when you have a look on the internet there's not a huge amount of detail about this property, but it was part of this area of Washington, just like Muntham Court, which is further south. I said Windlesham's now a school, so it's not an area you can really go into and have a look around, but I'm hoping to be able to get up onto the downs and have a look over and see what it looks like from the downs. So we're currently crossing the A24, looking south there towards Worthing. And north there to Washington Roundabout, a feature that anyone travelling on this road will be quite familiar with, and this road will eventually take you to London. So we're going to head up here. I'm recording this audio after the event because, as you can probably see, the road to my left, it's particularly noisy. You're not going to be able to hear me over the roar of trucks and cars passing by at 70 miles an hour. Filming this in December, so again, part of the thought process is without the leaves being on the trees I might be able to see through some of the area. Just over there to the east is Chantry Hill. Filmed some previous videos up at Chantry, and you can find those on the channel. Further to the south of this area is the Muntham Court, and again I filmed some videos in Muntham Court, which has been completely demolished now, and is currently the cemetery, Worthing Cemetery and crematorium. But you can still see the remains of the court. So this is a interesting footpath. I said I haven't used it before, but it's been quite well maintained. There's steps cut into the hillside going down here. Not quite sure what the purpose of the footpath is, possibly the farmer's responsibility to maintain access to the land. Don't know. When you're passing in the car you literally cannot see this footpath, and it's quite off the beaten track, not part of the South Downs Way, so found it interesting to venture off the beaten path on this smaller one. And you can see it doesn't look like it's walked continuously, but it's not an abandoned footpath. It is used quite regularly, but not sure why. Possibly could be access to the farmer's land. That is a possibility. So in this area found a abandoned bike, I thought I'd insert the picture here because just thought it was interesting. Not sure how the bike would have got there, possibly thrown from the road, but there's quite steep embankments in this section of the walk, shielding you from the traffic noise, and you can't even see the road. So if it was thrown from the road, it would have travelled a long way. It's possible that people using the footpath, the bike had failed and just been left there, but looks very old in my opinion. I don't know, 50s, 60s era. So I thought that was quite interesting to find here on and off the beat footpath. So crossing this deep combe, the South Downs are littered with these combes, and a combe is basically a valley within the South Downs, possibly cut by glaciers in the distant past, but it's a common feature, and this one's currently being used for grazing of animals. So I'm in the middle of the combe and found a very old tree here, and then behind it some kind of structure. I'll just try and wander down and have a look to see. It's probably an old farm building, but might not come back this way, so it might be worth just investigating on the way through. By the looks of things, it's an old farm building of some description. Not that old because it's made of brick. But so I've reached the top of the footpath. It's quite a steep incline there, so if you are choosing to reproduce this route, make sure you're in good state of fitness, because that was hard work. So some more farm buildings over there, and then here we get to South Downs Way. That way goes back down to Washington, and that way continues up onto the Downs. So going to head off in this direction. Top tip is, when you're out walking, just to find yourself a bit of hazel like this which has been discarded, and just keep it on you, because going up that climb without it, the mud was pretty slippery, and it would have been quite easy for me to have fallen. And whether you can see it just over there, there is a Southern Water installation of some description. A large mast there. These are not uncommon up here because the chalk holds water, and so it could be that there's a cavity in that region, and they're pumping water out of it to the local properties. So the scenery opens up here. I said it was a steep incline, and that's the start of the coombe that we walked past at the side of the road. I think somewhere in that direction is a couple of bunkers that the Canadians built. I can't get my bearings on it right now, but I've done a video over there, so if you want to go back and have a look at my old videos, you'll see that on there. So we'll just head up this trail and see what we find when we get to the top. So here the scenery opens up, and we're up on the top of the downs. As I said before, I thought there was a bunker over in this direction, and here we found it. These bunkers were built in World War II by the Canadian Army. I think they were there to practice bunker building for once they got closer to invading Europe or taking back Europe. As you can see from this, the bunker is constructed of concrete with armour plating on the outside. I'm guessing that's a sort of a new design for that time, and that's probably why they were practicing to build them up here. As you can see, there is a locked gate here, and that means it is private property. It does look like other people have been accessing it. You can see this sort of pathway through to the entrance of the bunker. I'm going to respect the farmer's property and stay on this side of the fence. I have been in the bunker which is slightly to the west of this, so if you did want to have a look back on the channel, you can see me exploring that bunker. The boundaries to that one are far less defined, although again it is still on private property, so I wouldn't recommend you exploring it yourself. Interestingly, the farmer was paid to remove these bunkers at the end of World War II. Obviously it was too much effort to remove this one. So I've had to abandon my search for Highden clump. I'm up at the top of the hill now, and in the distance there is Chantry Hill, and you can see out all over the Weald, and then in that direction we have got Chantry Ring, featured in one of my previous videos. And you also have this strange stone. I assumed that this had been imported here, and it still may have been imported here, but bear in mind my video on the Stenning stone. We find the stone not too dissimilar in texture to the Stenning stone. Up here, right next to a ring of trees again, like Chantry. So this is obviously a memorial has been made of it, so I don't know if this has been put in place recently, but so that one, 1987. Almost appears like they're waiting for somebody to die for that one. And nothing at the back. So what I'm going to do is abandon trying to get to Highden house, because the land is all private in that direction and there's no rights of way, and I can hear gunshot in the distance, so I don't want to become a extra target for them. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to head down this path here, which takes me back to the A24 bridge, and I'll look at a different way of getting to Highden house. So back to the car. Just like to say thanks for watching. If you could like and subscribe to the channel, it would help me make more videos just like this.